Get ready to have your cookies powdered. I'm Jackie.
Better just stick with the puppet masters there, Charles. I'm Justin.
This movie has nothing to do with Christmas. Fuck you, the internet. I'm Sam, and this is Gingerdead Man on Stinker Madness.
Hello, and welcome to a not-so-special Christmas episode. As you can tell by Sam's opening line that we might have failed here on delivering a Christmas movie the week before Christmas. Whoopsie.
What's even worse, and I didn't know because I didn't want to make everybody pay for it, but I spent a considerable amount of time watching Charlie's vidcasts in preparation for this. And he released his first ever Christmas-themed horror movie like last Friday, but you got to pay for it off Full Moon Features. So
what's that called?
I can't even remember now.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't matter. You just go to fullmoon.com and see if you're like into it. Because I'm not sure if I'm into it because he's charging as much as Disney Plus for Full Moon's library.
Oh no!
But
you can't do that, Charles.
But no. He's also co-opting YouTube as like a freemium version of his shit. Because he's got a lot of stuff on YouTube that are full movies. So there is, but his premium, like when he releases the movie that week, you're fucking paying for it, which is right. You know, it's the week of the release. You should have to pay the $6 or whatever it fucking is. You can do them by demand, but they're not any cheaper than a monthly. So
he's got 3 movies that he directed this year. Famous TNA 2, and then Bad to the Bong, 16 Years of Ebby, and Evil Bong 888 Infinity High.
We'll get to that. He didn't maybe direct this one. He's still Charlie Band, right? He directs 3 movies a year. His company does 30.
Yeah. He's got 366 producing credits. 366.
Yep. He's out. I think he's gonna get to 75 directing credits this year. So
yeah, wow.
Not to watch out, Jimmy and Freddie. He's coming for you.
Jimmy and Freddie.
Jim Wynorski and Fred Olin.
Oh, gotcha. I was like,
he's not going to get to Fred Olin,
right? Cameron and Fred
Fred's
Armisen.
Still really pumping.
Okay, so Gingerdead Man. You got anything you want to talk about here, Sam?
Yeah, I got a lot
Jackie?
of stuff. Well, if Jackie wants to say something, because I watched fucking 4 hours of Charlie talk last night. So,
how was the costumes, Jackie?
Oh my God. What costumes?
How was everybody's hair?
This was like, come as you are. We're shooting a movie. You want to be in a film? Come on over.
There's no budget for that in a Charles Band movie.
Yeah. Whatever. And the girl was supposed to be the beauty queen. I sound like shit today. I drank way too much last night. Christmas party.
Yeah, good job.
But like the beauty queen, she wasn't really that beautiful. So it was like, okay. And then the dad, who was supposed to be this rich guy, was kind of driving a shit box. So it was like,
that was a 79 Camaro? Is it 78 or 79? It's the one that they only did 1 year.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty bitchin' car.
Yeah, Jackie. That's a bitchin' Camaro.
my apologies.
He's spinning donuts on your yard.
Good luck with that. The yard is slanted.
Yeah. That guy was cool. He could do it. He also like eerily looked like Charles Dance, which every time I watch a Charles Band movie, I'm like, oh yeah, the director Charles Dance, you know Charles Dance. And then people are like, no, you're a goddamn idiot. That's not Charles Dance. And I'm like, oh, you're right. It's Charles Band. But this guy looked like Charles Dance. And I'm like, hey, the universe is working in my favor today. Yeah.
He's really, really shitty for Charles Dance.
No, he's terrible Charles Dance.
He's like Gnarls Schmantz. Just like so far from He's worse than Donovan McSchnabel,
right.
as far as lookalikes. Nobody's going to get that joke because it's 10 years old and it happened during a football game.
Inside joke. I don't even get it.
That was so unfunny that you laughed at it because of how fucking stupid it was.
Oh. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
All right. It's Gingerdead Man. Sam, what's the story here?
This is when Gary Busey is
Gary Busey!
This is the best movie that Gary Busey did in like a 2-year diameter of his career.
Okay.
Right now, he's pending molestation charges for molesting adults at a Scream Fest or something. He just fucking showed up high and drunk, probably, and just started grabbing tits and ass.
Yeah. He's exiled too, isn't he? Like he's
exiled, or just he's not functional. He's not functional as a human right now.
I think him and Randy Quaid both moved to Canada because they're like, God damn it, America's not free anymore. I can't just grab boobs whenever I want. Gary Busey.
That wasn't Randy Quaid, was it? Because he was married. Him and his wife were in on his shenanigans, and was the one that got them the citizen. She got citizenship to Canada, and he never did. And he was like, I think Canada kicked him out. He's in like Delaware or something, and they're just out in the country, and whatever charges they had pending, people were just kind of leaving them alone as long as he leaves the world alone. And so that's what's going on with Randy Quaid.
Right, but I think Gary Busey was the same. I think he...
No, this was last
Canada.
2022 is the molestation charges. Okay. It was this year. So he is just a non-functional human being.
All right.
I thought he was dead.
No, he looks like he's worse than dead.
He's been looking pretty dead for a while now. Hey, Butthorn. I'm dead. I'm not dead. I'm crazy.
Yeah. He is your worst nightmare, Butthorn. If you saw his face, you're like, this is the thing of nightmares.
Oh, yeah. What an American treasure.
Now I got to look him up.
Okay. Jackie's taking a time out. I should also mention, because of how shitty Jackie feels and I'm borderline still drunk, that while she's going to be dinking off, I also watching the live ticker while we record this for the Boise State basketball game, because it's happening right while we're recording.
It's happening right.
So I'm going to be all over the place today.
Be surprised by it. I'm actually concentrating on the show because I didn't get plowed last night, and I'm drinking water right now. Apparently, I am a teetotaling square.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Because I've got information on this movie pulled up, and I'm just paying attention to my own audio levels like an idiot.
You're the only one that showed up today, Sam.
Yeah, brought my A game to the fucking B squad.
Okay, so
oh my God,
Gary
he
Busey.
looks like a homeless guy. Like they've got a picture of him where he's got his pants down and he's out in public and he's just kicking it on a bench.
Yeah, that sounds like Gary Busey.
And his face is actually coming apart.
Yeah,
it looks. He's very close to not being a human being anymore.
Yeah, he should be in a Charles Band movie.
He's scary
I don't
looking.
even know if Charlie can work with him at this point.
Makeup.
But he can dabble because I'll get to this eventually, but Gingerdead Man sort of makes frequent appearances in the Evil Bongs now, so.
Okay, all right. Is Gary Busey doing the voices still?
Maybe. I didn't actually look that part up. I just he didn't get mentioned specifically by Charlie as being somebody difficult to work with, so that was good. Like, he just sort of he's like, there's been a lot of people, because I watched the one with him and John Carpenter, because they're buddies, and Carpenter said that Chevy Chase he basically didn't want to ever make a movie again after working with Chevy Chase, and when he's kicked it over to Charlie, he just goes, there's a lot of people I could mention, but Klaus Kinski. Yeah, that guy. He apparently held David Schmoller, the director of when he was doing Crawl Space. They were at the catering table, and he had a knife to his throat.
Oh my God!
Because he mishandled a shot of something and then Charlie talked him down by going, "If you stab him, we won't be able to finish the movie, Klaus."
Oh my God!
And that talked him down.
Oh, good point.
His own narcissism kept him from murder.
Oh, Jesus
difficult.
Christ. Wasn't he a dong guy too? Didn't he do something with his dong? Like
I don't know. I know that him
his
and
dong, or he put
Werner almost killed each other about 40 fucking times.
Yeah, he put his
and then
dong
somebody
on
else
somebody's
died
face
because of them.
I think he was a dong guy, like Lyndon Johnson. He was a dong.
I don't know. Maybe
that kicker we were talking about from Pittsburgh. He's a dong guy. Klaus Kinski. Yeah.
Also, Charlie says that we need to stop everything that we're doing right now, all of us doing this show and listening, and read Cassandra Peterson's book. It is apparently amazing.
I would go to there.
I'm gonna get it. So
yeah, she's lived a hell of a life.
I don't have a lot of time for nonfiction or for even reading people's biographies because of how much sort of piecemeal nonfiction reading I have to do during the week. So. Just like finding out stuff about the movies, finding out stuff about my hobbies and shit like that. I just read instructionals all week. So it's difficult for me to actually sit down and read a book anymore. If anyone gives a shit, I don't think you should, but whatever.
I'll give us a book report on it.
Okay. Where are the boobies?
Where are the boobies?
Where are the boobies? This has been an interesting theme in Charlie's vidcast was that he's like, yeah, get out the boobies. But this is early on in sort of a period, right? I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there was a lot of interlaced incompatibility archiving in this film, especially in the credits, because and he rented the camera. I watched all the credits, which is really hard. And I have to say this about Tubi. Don't fucking play the next movie right the second the credit starts. I know that everybody wants that because everyone in the world is a fucking idiot.
Right.
But I'm actually trying to watch the credits sometimes, and it's a fucking hard thing to do. So I have to back up and go to the credits, and then sometimes it actually works because I wanted to see who did the song because it was kind of like it's borderline LA band. I guess that was Charlie's band at the time.
Oh,
he plays the bass guitar.
Charlie's band.
Charles Band. You know, his kid is the Calling. They had like the #1 adult contemporary hit of the 2000s. That's Charlie's kid.
I would like to see Charles Dance go to a Charles Band concert and do the Running Man. Charles Dance and dancing.
Charlie Band's band with Charles Dance dancing would be something that 8 people would love to see. I'm one of them.
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah.
Jackie is completely
Jackie's on
out.
the fence.
That's all I got to say. Oh, God.
She's completely gone. Okay, so no boobies.
No boobies. Also, I'll get to this, but if you search Robin Sidney on an image search, only so many images come up. If you search Robin Sidney topless, there's a multitude more images.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So that's where
which one was
are
she?
the boobies?
She's
the principal of this and
Sarah.
All of them. I'll get to this later.
Okay.
So transitional periods, the full moon at this point's in a transitional period of digital, right? So in terms of keeping the cash flowing, they have to make safer plays. And once they weather sort of a transitional period, that's especially when Charles Band himself, I guess if we're referring to him according to him, if you refer to him in the proper, you can call him Charles Band, but he's Charlie. He will get crazier and crazier the more comfortable he's with financials and the sort of state of affairs is where he gets, he gets further and further out there and his movies get to be more personality driven as he feels safer in the environment around him.
Yeah, because nothing says safe, like a safe play, like an undead cookie, Gary Busey. That is a safe call. I mean, I know everybody's lined up to invest in undead cookies. What are you talking about, safe?
I know the swearing in this is that I just think that it just doesn't, there's no place that you can put any tits with this script.
No.
That's probably where he's at. He's like, oh, I'd like to, but where? Just like, oh shit, I dropped some muffins. My boobs came out.
Oopsie.
It doesn't fit thematically, so maybe he was just like, it doesn't fit thematically, whatever.
Did you know that, not Rita Hayworth, Janie Mansfield, she had devices. Like she had a shirt, all of her shirt were rigged for her bosoms to fall out. And she would inappropriately, actually very appropriately, at the appropriate time at parties, dinners, galas, be like, oh no, boink. And they like, the press loved it. They were like, oh, her tits are out again. We got to write all the headlines. And that's how she became such a huge star, is her tits were just coming out all the time because she had a device. She had a shirt gizmo.
It was, so did Janet Jackson.
Yeah, well,
but she didn't do it right. This seems like Mansfield had the right idea.
Yeah, like, oh no.
And how would the press not love that? Some lady that just shows up with big boobs that always fall out.
Oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie, I fucking came out again.
Giggle,
like, this is great. Can't put it on the front page, but...
I mean, I guess you can. Jane Mansfield's tits come out at Gala.
Again.
New York Times.
She just put a censored bar over the top of it again.
Okay.
The safe play kind of, or just the, no one in the room is a constant theme with Charles Band. His early on with Tourist Trap, which was David Schmoller again, directed that. It's happening simultaneously to Halloween, I believe. They were visiting each other's sets because they were buddies. And then Puppet Master, when Full Moon happens, is going to be David Schmoller. And it's very safe play. There's no boobies. Where are the boobies?
There's tits in Puppet Master. You're totally wrong.
Is there?
Yeah, it's actually
I
one
thought
of the
first one didn't have one.
I ever saw in my life.
We just watched this.
There's a scene where it flashbacks into this elevator and the lady's shirt gets ripped off. It's in a flashback sequence, so it's not technically in the movie tits, but there's tits in the movie.
Okay, well, I'm totally wrong. Either way, so I don't know if you knew this, but Charlie was a major player in the home video market, and went bankrupt in that like twice.
Okay, it's
really like. The people that have the money get him into some long-term debt that they can fuck with him on and then take his shit. Which has happened a couple times, and I'm going to get to that because Full Moon is not his first company. His first, the bands are going to get into the movie business was Empire, which last week when you're like, oh, this guy's movies, there's a lot more stuff for the show. I was looking through Empire shit, and I was like, fuck, I forgot I watched all these. There's a lot of stuff for the show here. Yeah, Empire did a bunch of good stuff. And his story on how Empire happened was really great because, Cannes Film Festival and art and all that. There's also the American film market that happens at that point where they sell the Hollywood system distribution rights to the underbelly of Cannes is this sales market where they bring samples and you get, he at this point said that he was out $100 grand, 80 grand, something like that, on making just a short demo for this movie Savage Island because he was like, if you could put Linda Blair and promise her tits, I guess everyone would buy it. So even though it's this little short reel that he spent close to 100 grand on, he's like, we got there and I got $1 million for every market that was there for this movie Savage Island. And this is in 1983 when he starts Empire. That movie doesn't even get made until 1985. He funded all these other movies.
Yeah.
He bought this small studio in Italy that was one of Dino's side studios. And off of this sale, he's started a company that is simultaneously shooting 3 movies at a time and releasing 2 movies a month. That's how Empire was going.
Yeah.
And the French bank was like, ooh, we've got some long-term debt we can leverage here. We don't like how he's running that. So they fuck with him. There's no way his long-term debt was unstable, right?
Sure.
At that production level. There's no way.
Right.
It's fucking bullshit. So they fucking put Edward Sir-Louis in charge of it instead. They rip it out of his hands because his long-term debt's unstable, I guess. And then Edward Sir-Louis was like, sweet. And Epic Pictures takes over, which there's some stuff in Epic that we were probably going to get to eventually, but they just fucked him over 5 or 4 years later. They did the same fucking thing to him. So it's bullshit. Fucking
sons of bitches.
Banks.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches. So that's when they it's like, I've fucking had it with this bullshit, and that's where Full Moon comes from. There's no one leveraging him at Full Moon. He's got control of everything. It's still around. It started in 88. Puppet Master. He brings back Schmoller to do Puppet Master. Very popular. Now, Full Moon, because it's so self-contained, he's at the stage where it's been around long enough that he's going to be able to leverage his own intellectual properties. He's made so much shit that right now, the reboots and the licensing, like he's going to make money off licensing. And I think he was mentioning that Subspecies is going to be one of the first ones that gets where it's just like, it's an IP of his. He's just going to get money and other people are going to run with these things. So he's about to be in it and he's about to really start probably making some weird shit. He's 70. I don't know how much he's got gas left in the tank. But
is he Italian?
No, but because he's like third generation or second generation Hollywood. His dad worked over there as a producer, I believe. So he grew up in Italy and he's fluent in Italian. That's one of you should watch him and Cassandra Peterson talk. It's really good and they can both speak Italian and it's fun. But yeah, when he was over there operating, he could basically pass as a Italian because he has no accent.
Cassandra Peterson's not Italian though, right?
No, she's not.
She's from Dayton.
Yeah, but she worked over there long enough that she speaks Italian, and she like claims it's not good, but he's like, no, she can speak Italian fluently, and she has no accent.
I'd watch like 6 hours of Cassandra Peterson speaking Italian. Like that would.
I'd watch 6 hours of Cassandra Peterson knitting.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
who's
she's
Cassandra
just
Peterson?
Brilliant. Elvira, Jesus fucking Christ,
Mistress of the Night or Dark, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, she's Elvira.
Yeah,
that's what we just said.
Oh,
yeah.
This hangover. Apparently, you have some latency coming through in your brain.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Got a bad connection.
I got this Italian vodka, and it is fucking amazing. And
it's pretty good.
I drank too much of it, and now I've got it in my soda right now because I'm like, I can't function as a human being.
It's not helping. It's still the same, Jackie.
So the mom in this, Maggie Bly,
okay,
was big in the 60s and 70s. She's an hombre with Paul Newman. She's in Hard Times. She's in The Italian Job.
Okay, all right.
So she is friends with Charlie, I guess. So she just did this movie. But we're going to get to Robin Sidney because she has her own Wikipedia page.
Oh.
And
who's that?
Is interesting.
The lead.
The lead.
Sarah.
Okay.
That is interesting to me because she basically just works for Charlie. She's done some other movies, but her film highlights include Gingerdead Man.
I've heard of
Gingerdead Man. Actually, Evil Bong will be 2006. Evil Bong's interesting because that's when Tommy Chong got out of jail. And so it's just like, let's get you back on your feet, bud. And then he ran with it because she does Evil Bong 2, Evil Bong 3D, Gingerdead Man 2's in there somewhere. Gingerdead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver.
Okay.
Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong.
Okay, all right, there it is.
And then Evil Bong 420. And I think at this point, Gingerdead Man just kind of shows up in Evil Bong movies sometimes. Evil Bong High Five.
Okay.
Evil Bong 666. Evil Bong 777. And this year, Evil Bong 888. And because of her various roles, apparently, in Evil Bong, she's Sarah Leigh, but in Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong, she has to play Sarah Leigh and Luann from Gingerdead Man.
Okay.
And by the end of it, in Evil Bong 888, she's playing Suan, Sarah Leigh, Faux Batty Boop, and Kendra. So I like her. She seems neat.
Okay.
That will conclude my boring bullshit.
All right. Let's do this. We are on the clock. So we open up here with this restaurant called Cadillac Jack's. It's a diner. Where have I heard the name Cadillac Jack's before? Is that the place that they go to in Pulp Fiction?
I don't know.
With the Buddy Holly and the
maybe.
Chuck
this
Berry
is
song?
What year was History of Violence? Because this beginning is like the beginning from History of Violence almost.
2009, I want to say. So
okay, then it has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. But Busey's in there, and I I guess he robbed the diner because he's like digging around and he shoots the waitress in the head. And then this family's like, we're not going to sit down and take this crap. We got to go fight him. And blam, they're dead.
Well, he's like, their dad is like, we can't take this. And he pulls out a switchblade or a stiletto. Uh-huh. And then he starts walking over to a man slowly.
Very slowly.
With a gun.
Uh-huh.
This is not the way to fight a gun with a knife. Uh-huh. And he learns that very quickly when he's shot to death by Gary Busey, who's on full blast in this scene. This is great.
Totally. And all the dialogue is just mumbo jumbo. None of it works.
Well, and it's weird because they start the entire movie off with him shooting a waitress in the head and he's like in the background and her head just kind of falls and hits the table.
Right. I want to know, what's he doing?
Why is the waitress seated at the diner?
Why is she at the bar?
I think she was behind the bar. She's getting shot in the head is what she's doing.
That's what she's doing. And robbing the diner, I think.
But he also seems like he's like on a killing spree from mother shame or something like that too.
Yeah. Because the son comes up and he's like, hey, put down your gun, please. Like 50 times he says this. And Busey's like, okay, finally. He puts his gun down and he grabs a knife and he starts stabbing this kid in the back. Oh, good play, buddy.
Yeah. And also that, like, they become involved to die, like, when he seems like he would have just fucked off.
Right. Like, it's all over. Well, maybe because he's like, I smell something feminine. Like, he's got crotch pheromone sense.
He can smell fear.
From a lady.
I don't know what's going on. He smells perfume, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. So he talks to her.
Maybe she's not using Summer's Eve and not keeping it freshness every time.
Yeah. Boy, it smells like a truckload of fish just pulled up.
I can smell your crotch and I'm standing next to 6 pies. That is not good.
Are they cherry pies? No, lady, that's old fish pie that you've got going on. That is a fish in a bag sitting out in the sun on the concrete pie that you've got going in your pants. Oh, it's pungent.
Yeah, so like that's what they were doing at the diner. Is that the dad and the brother were going to be like, look.
Oh, they're having an intervention.
Yeah, we've had some complaints about your fish crotch. And we need to do something about it or nobody in this town will marry you. You're getting to that age where boys are starting to pay attention to you. And we run a bakery, not a fish shop. And when the customers come in and they ask, hey, are you guys selling fish now? It's becoming a problem and we need you to wipe your crotch a little better.
Yeah, I'll take 2 cods. No, we do pies. Oh, fish pie then, because it's fishy. Fishy in here.
We don't have any fish pie.
Okay, so he talks to her. Gary Busey talks to Sarah, and he says I'm not going to kill you, but I have to honor my mother. And so he shoots her? Question mark?
Where does he shoot her? Is it the vagina? Does he shoot her in the uterus or something? Or does he shoot the booth next to her and then the cops come and he's like, oh shit, and then gets arrested immediately? It's very unclear.
I have no idea what happens here.
But whatever state this is in, they move fast in the justice system because it has been 2 years. He's been convicted and he's been executed. Like, nope, you do not get a repeal. Get the fuck in there. Sit down. We're going to electrocute you.
A repeal. That's what that is, Jackie. A repeal.
Like a banana.
Can you, I'm going to file for repeal. Repeal the law that says I did a crime.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal of shooting?
Yeah.
Uphill.
Uphill?
Uphill.
Uphill.
Both ways.
I would like to defer this uphill shooting.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
struggling
So,
today
it has,
so bad.
yeah, you got that latency going on. At the bakery, I guess she's okay. Like, whatever bullet injuries happened to her, she seems to be fine now.
I feel like he missed and he just got arrested.
Okay. All right.
Because she doesn't seem to suffer any ill side effects from whatever happened there.
Yeah, I mean, she's not gimping around. I mean, she is wearing pants. Maybe he shot her in the leg. And so now she's like, well, I can never wear a short skirt again.
I'm disfigured.
Yeah.
She'd be limping. It's a year later.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years later.
2 years later? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe she wouldn't be limping. I don't know.
Unclear.
Unclear.
Yep. Okay, so there's a knock at the door, and it's a delivery of Grandma's gingerbread seasoning. And whoever dropped it off also appears to be like
A wizard.
a wizard or like a druid? What is that?
I couldn't tell.
It's part of the plot, right? This seasoning isn't their normal seasoning that they get,
this
right?
actually makes sense, right?
Okay.
It's
Does
the
it?
mom.
It has to be the mother
and she's
of
sprinkled
the serial killer.
Yeah, and she sprinkled in his ashes into the gingerbread seasoning to create gingerbread cookies.
God.
That's what I think is happening here. She's like,
Oh my
They
God.
mentioned that his mother picked up the ashes 2 days ago, is what the employee says when they're reading the paper later. That's how he becomes the Gingerdead Man, and it takes the blood of pro wrestling to activate it.
yes.
Holy shit. Thank you, both of you, because I didn't know how this worked, but there we go. Okay. It should have been, instead of Grandma's gingerbread seasoning, shouldn't it have been like he should have referenced, he calls her a crazy name like Mommy or something, and then later it's Mommy's gingerbread seasoning, so we could have tied that a little bit better together there, Charles Band. Huh? You know, help a guy out.
Help a guy out. You got about 4 dialogue sequences that are just sort of meandering. They're better than anything the Asylum does.
Yeah,
but they're filler. So fill it with some explanation here as to what's going on.
Yeah, I'm too stupid.
He
Charles.
did though. He gave us enough cookie crumbs. We figured it out. So
I guess
we're good.
Cookie crumbs, nice.
I will also say that for most of this movie, I did not understand what was happening or what the characters were talking about.
Right.
We're going to lock ourselves into the bakery with a crazed gingerbread man.
Yeah, but at least in this versus an Asylum picture, they're calling each other stupid rather than just being stupid.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. Okay, so we get introduced to Rick. Rick is a big wrestling fan. He also is the head baker, I'm guessing, at the bakery that she owns.
No, he's the toilet scrubber.
He's the one making the cookies,
He's one of
Jackie.
the bakers.
He literally has an apron on, and you watch him make cookies.
Even his alter ego as a wrestler is around how much he loves being a baker.
The butcher baker.
And candlestick maker.
Yeah. Where's that? Your cute little name, buddy. Jesus.
Well, candlestick maker implies that he's going to stick something in an orifice, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to add on the candlestick bit, you know.
That could be his big move. The big elbow off the top rope into your butthole. That's the candle maker.
The oil check.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have a friend that wanted to become a pro wrestler, and that was going to be his big move, was the oil check. And I'm like, they're not going to put that on TV. You can't just jam your thumb up people's asses on Friday night.
Concho!
It's not going to work. Goldust got about as good as you're ever going to get by punching people in the balls on purpose as a finishing move, which is good. Goldust was great. The Rhodes kids are great.
All right, so he's sitting there talking to Sarah, flirting it up because he has a crush on her, and he gets distracted or something and cuts his arm while opening a package, and now he's bleeding.
And she's like, here, hold this over the ingredients.
Yes, put this is how we do this. And then we'll just keep making the cookies with this stuff. Like
protein.
Later, she even says something about, oh, you're trying to get us shut down with the health inspector. You have blood food. You didn't care that blood went in your food. You're already shut down because you're bad at business.
Yep.
I mean, this seems realistic to me. If I owned a bakery, if I cut myself, I'd just be like, fuck it.
I'm not throwing this stuff away. Yeah.
Parts per million.
Yeah. It's expensive.
Yeah. And like
seasoning.
You know, like I guess I could literally say I put my blood, sweat, and tears into everything I make.
And other fluids.
Then
secret ingredients.
Charlton Heston comes in and he goes, "These cookies are made of people. It's people."
Even though in the movie it's just like, they're people. They're people.
I love
it's so underdone when
after
he does it in real life.
35 years of the Soylent Green joke, Sam, every time it comes up, your instant rebuttal is, he doesn't actually scream it in the movie.
Because I really want everyone because I really want everyone to watch that movie.
Yeah,
that's why.
Everybody's seen it. Everybody
I don't
knows.
think so. Most people haven't seen Soylent Green. You really need to watch it. It's good.
I've never
Jackie,
seen it.
have you seen Soylent Green?
No.
Oh, god damn it. Son of a bitch. Well, 2 out of 3 Sneaker Man.
She didn't know who Elvira was a few minutes ago.
Good point. Good point.
Seen Soylent Green.
Screw you both.
Okay. So the cookies are people. And the mom of Sarah's mom, widow of guy who wants to die, she's outside. She's drunk as shit. Because that's her thing. She's now just a heavy drinker. She doesn't even do anything but the bottle. Just right out of the top.
Yeah, she's Jack Daniels, and she's drinking hard.
Yeah. Ooh.
100% Texas, because she's shooting the neighbor's banner off of their soon, not so soon to be restaurant, as we'll find out later.
Yeah, it's going to be done in a year. Like, why does it fucking take you so long? Are you just like doing it yourself, piecemealing shit together, going to yard sales to find shit? Like,
yeah, we may as well skip ahead to that part because nothing really interesting happens here. Except is the gingerbread man taking form in between?
No, not yet.
Okay, so the guy that across the street is going to have the best eatery in the county. Like 4 towns aren't going to have an eatery this good, so. I'm just going to save you the trouble and put you out of business now, even though I'm not going to open for a year. And you're like, an eatery can't have a bakery across the street.
Right.
But then you think about how business works in America and you're like, yeah, no, this checks out. This checks out because people are all stupid and they fucking, they're just out to fuck each other over for no reason. And he offers her 50 fucking grand and it's like, she's making $5,000 a day.
$1,000.
If she has a bakery and she wants to stay open because the margin's not there. So you're not even close. You're not in the same time zone as what you're going to have to offer her for that place.
At the same time, I think Sarah's family are terrible business operators because they have 0 customers throughout the entire movie. And it also appears that their cookie shop is open only at night.
No, I think they're closed and they're making tomorrow's stuff.
No, people are coming in through the front door. It's open.
I can't tell what's happening here, but I'm assuming they're mostly closed. They're getting ready for tomorrow. There's going to be sales in the morning, and that she didn't go, where would you like your bread to come from? And he's like, we're going to put you out of business. We're going to get our bread from fucking China. Way cheaper, you stupid fucking idiot.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, it's cookie wars. Cookie wars are happening. So now Rick has kneaded the dough, stuffed it in the mixer, and stirred up the blood sauce that he made, and out of it reaches a little tiny doll hand. Batter hand. Which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
And doesn't. What's the spirit of serial killers? It's like, what is that one with the guy that goes through the guy from X-Files that's in the electricity? Shocker?
Yeah.
Shocker's a Spider-Man guy.
There's a movie called Shocker that's got...
where he's executed.
No, Mitch Pileggi in it.
Yeah, he's executed.
It is very much like what's happening here.
That sounds awful. We should watch that.
We have.
You've never seen Shocker? I've seen Shocker like 4 fucking times.
Yeah, dude. We've watched Shocker together.
It's got Mitch Pileggi in it. Come on now.
Okay, let's do it. Jackie, we just handed you a free pick. So yeah, Sarah goes inside after talking to this asshole, and she starts crying to Rick. Oh, everything's crappy now that my dad and brother died. Oh, my man. It's like, and Rick is like, dude, they sucked at business too. All you people are idiots.
What happens is worse here because he's like, okay, you should go home early, and she's like, no, you go home early. And you're like, what? Okay, I guess. And then she stays and makes one gingerbread man.
Uh-huh.
It's about as tall as one of the puppet masters. Because, in Charlie's own words, you want something real big, I can't do it. If you want it about yay big, I can pull it off, no matter what it is. And this time he's doing it with a fucking gingerbread man, about 14 inches tall.
Yeah, it's like one baking pan with the biggest gingerbread man I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have either of you ever made gingerbread men?
No.
I tried one time and it was a fucking disaster. I ended up
that's right. I remember you tried that. So
Did
gross.
It was
either
super
of you
gross.
Like gingerbread men?
Mm-mm.
If they're good.
Yeah, I like
versions.
I like ginger snaps and gingerbread men.
Ginger snaps are different than gingerbread men.
It's true.
My last question, is gingerbread and graham the same thing? Because I can't fucking tell.
No.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on then.
Yeah.
I don't like any of it. Ginger snaps are okay, but I don't like gingerbread men and I don't like graham crackers.
I also like ginger candies that you get from Asia.
Totally not like gingerbread men.
Ginger, is it like all this stuff? Does it have ginger in it? Because ginger's a big root, right? Yeah, I cook with it. I make it in my. It's like my garlic. I cook with it. But you're shaving off powdered ginger root
and then some other sugar or something, and it kind of tastes good. Because I don't.
Who came up with that? Whose idea was let's take this thing that kind of looks like a freaking potato and put it in a cookie?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's weirder things have happened because when Jackie's dad came back from Taiwan, he brought us onion cookies. Onion cookies. They were terrible. Onion. Don't put onion in a cookie. Are you mad? Is this a Charles Band movie and it's real life and it's mine?
These cookies are terrible. Oh, that's because of my secret ingredient. What's that? Dried pork powder.
Tire.
Human shit.
So she makes his gingerbread body, which whose hand was that in the gingerbread mix?
It's
he didn't
the
have
spirit
a body.
Of evil.
Just floating around in there, and it's shaped like a doll's hand.
Okay, how about dubious foreshadowing?
Yeah, dubious foreshadowing. Okay.
Well, and then what happens if she rolls out the dough and doesn't get the evil spirit in the gingerbread shape thing?
Yeah,
in the cookie cutter.
Right.
And it's
on the outside.
Yeah, and it's like only partially there. So does that mean he comes back and he has a disability?
He's just a pile of goo.
He gets baked
in
up
the trash.
But they didn't get his arm or something, so like only one of his arms works as a gingerbread man. The other one's an actual cookie, and he's like, "This is shit."
This was a bad idea. Why did I want to be reanimated as a gingerbread man? Mom? How about a knife? Put me in the knife mix and make me a knife. I could be walking around and stabbing people. That would make sense. I'm a gingerbread? No. God damn it. So, the Lorna, the daughter of the competition across the street, walks in and she's got a rat. And she's like, here's, ew, gross rat, right? Shut him down. And Sarah's like, you fucking suck. And fucking hits her with the clown comedy gag of a pie in the face.
Pie in the face. It's great.
It's great.
Oh, she's also
And then they get into a cat fight and knock a bunch of shit over.
Oh, it's such a bad cat fight, too.
I like how she's
They're
throwing muffins or something at her. And the white powder's like kind of coming off like cocaine.
Yeah. You want some flour in the face?
She punches her in the face once. It's pretty good because she's like, ow, I hate that.
And then they slam each other into the oven that the gingerbread is baking in, which causes it to electrically overcharge.
Yep. Then there's some Frankenstein business happening here. So we've got all of the bases rounded. We've got the ashes of a serial killer.
Okay.
We've got the blood of pro wrestling. Now a little Frankenstein business. I'm in with his creation of the Gingerdead Man here. Okay. So that's, it's a veritable triangle as a base of power. He's got 3 legs on this stool. It's going to stand up.
This other dude, Amos, he comes in.
Amos Cadbury.
Amos Cadbury. God damn it.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Who the hell is this guy?
He's the town delinquent.
Some guy with guns that are good enough that he can't wear sleeves.
But Sarah seems to be very familiar with him, but he also is dating Lorna, the competition's daughter?
Kind of. So he's grown up. They grew up together.
Okay.
And the Jimmy Dean, whatever, Lorna Dean, she's just letting him screw her when she's bored, but she's trying to figure out how to be on to better things, even though they're in Waco, Texas, quote unquote, because I'm sure this was shot in LA.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, excuse me. The gingerbread man, he comes to life, and they're like, what? There's something in there. And so they open up the oven door and let him out. Like, I guess he ran by their feet.
Mm-hmm. They had a little shot of the, smoky oven and his little feet working hard, like he runs right out, starts heckling them immediately.
Right. They see him. It's not like he is stealthy murdering. He's just like, hey, check me out. And they're like, holy shit, talking gingerbread man. And then Lorna's like, this is black magic. And so Amos is like, no, there's no such thing. I'm going to go fucking kill that thing. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. And then he's like, wait, hold on. Talking Gingerbread Man, Tonight Show, we can make some cash off this. We should capture it.
Yes, right. So
and then they bicker and get catty for the next 10 dialogue sequences. And he's just like, shut up, stupids. So it works better than Asylum.
But they go back into the bakery part. And they hear him mowing down on food, I think.
Yeah, he's eating cupcakes, I guess.
Drinking
milk. Is that
milk.
cannibalism? See,
no. Cupcakes and gingerbread are probably like a cat eating a mouse or something like that.
Okay, all right. The natural pecking order
of
reanimated baked goods.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole chapter of cryptozoology is cookies. All right, so they trap him. They close the door to the freezer, but he's not in it.
Yeah.
I don't get how things work in this movie at all.
They thought they got him in there, and then later they check, and he's like, no, little bastard got away.
How? Okay.
He's tiny.
He can fit through door cracks?
He ran quickly. We've established that he's fast.
He's fast of foot. Okay. They go to call the cops. Phone's dead, of course, because I guess the Gingerdead Man killed the phone line, or the Frankensteining killed I don't know.
He didn't do that. She just didn't pay the phone bill.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
She's like, nobody calls anyway. Fuck it.
And then whoever's cell phone is sitting right there is uncharged. Checks out.
Okay, yeah, checks out. Mom comes in, and she's like, I slept it off. Better take back up. So she reaches for a brand new bottle, and she starts drinking
She sees the rat, and she's like, "I son of a bitch." And you think that she's like reaching for a pan, but she's not. She's just reaching for Jack Daniels. She's like, "I'm gonna get fucked up, and I'm gonna blow you fucking away with a 12-gauge shotgun."
I don't think so. She's probably like, "Let's get fucked up together, rat." Here's shot.
No, she said she's like, "I'm gonna go get my gun."
Yeah, she's gonna
shoot
shoot it.
Cause tons of collateral damage shooting a rat in my own bakery.
But she sees the Gingerbread Man, And she's like, what are you? And she goes, I think, poke his tummy like the Pillsbury boy.
First, she's like, I swear off drinking. I'm seeing shit. And then he's like, I'm real. And he's holding a knife behind his back.
Right.
And then she's like, okay, this is interesting. I'm fucked up. And there's a talking pastry here. So I'm going to try to poke his belly.
I'd like to touch his belly a little.
Let's see what happens here. He's like, gotcha, bitch. And he cuts her finger off and yells something about lady fingers.
Yeah, right. And then he reveals that he is Gary Busey, that he's reanimated.
Meanwhile, she's fallen into a hotel sheet cart.
Yeah, they have one of those there.
Yeah, bakeries always do.
And she's got her hand wrapped up. She's like, ah! And he's like, what? She's like, what are you? And he's like, because I don't know what he says. And then he gets spooked, so he can't finish the job. So he just jumps down from the towel cart or the bedsheet cart and takes off.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like he gets distracted easily.
Yeah, he's got a little ADD. But Julia comes in. Julia's the other employee that's working there at night.
The counter girl, I think.
Yeah, right.
She makes cakes on the side.
Why is she there? God damn it, whatever.
She's supposed to be looking after the mom.
She's supposed to be looking after the mom.
She's supposed to be making a fucking birthday cake that's due in the morning. I never found out if that birthday cake actually got made. There's probably a very sad child in the story world of this movie. When she was actually working on the icing, she was having a hard time because, is it Sarah Lee? What is her name?
Sarah Lee, yeah, that's
Sarah Lee, something like that. She's like, I can't do the icing because you keep rubbing your boobs on my arm. They're standing, all the girls stand so close, it's awkward.
Very
it's
uncomfortable,
great.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, I wish there was some excuse to get these boobies up, but there just isn't.
I'll just rub
Doing
them
a single location film in a bakery, there's just no room for these things.
Okay. So she comes in. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? What happened to your hand? Oh, you got drunk again and slipped and fell on a knife like you always do with your hand. And the knife was blade up and it chopped your finger off. God, you got to quit drinking. And the mom's like, no, seriously, a living cookie chopped my finger off. Go kill it. And she's like, oh, you're crazy. But then, bonk, Gingerdead Man hits her in the head with the frying pan. She's out.
Yeah, and then he's going to try to turn her into his bride later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so Amos, he goes out to the car, grabs a phone and a gun. It's a long barrel.
It's either a 357 or a 44. Yeah. It's probably a 357.
It's a revolver. It should be
noted. It's a revolver with an 8-inch barrel. Revolver.
Yeah. And the Gingerdead Man, he shut off the power. Oh, God, sorry.
Having a rough go of it, too, huh?
Oh, man.
So are you guys happy that I picked a movie that was only 70 minutes long?
Yeah, that's helpful. Okay, so Gingerdead Man, he shuts off the power, and they're like, well, we got a generator. No, just fucking leave. Just go outside. You're done with
Well, they can't. We'll find out why later.
I don't. Okay. Sure, we got a generator in the back. Why would you have a generator? You're a cookie shop. You don't need a generator. It's not like you've got people on life support in there, or, oh my God, if the power ever was to fail, these cookies, it would be a cookie disaster.
Yeah, well, maybe it's been there so long that it was in unstable power times and they just still have a generator. Why take it out? I'm hall passing the generator.
Okay, all right.
I'm not hall passing the linen bin, but the generator gets a hall pass.
Okay, so instead, Amos and Sarah go back there and then just make googly eyes at each other for like the next 20 minutes of the movie. Just talking.
I'm only with her because she pays for the pizza and the beer.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then the other thing she says is, you tried to kiss me at my 6-year-old birthday party by the punch bowl. And my only thought was, what 6-year-old birthday party has a goddamn punch bowl? Were they in like tuxedos and, they had a fucking disco ball. They had a live band. Everybody was standing on one side of the room or the other, depending on what sex you are. And
Charlie 70, goddammit.
Give them all a pass.
Hall pass.
Okay.
Apparently Jackie thinks only Jay Gatsby has fucking punch bowls at his parties.
The society has corrupted itself to the point now that children's parties don't have punch bowls. They've got fucking heavy metal and dildos.
Oh, God.
Just throwing dildos at each other.
Punches for assholes. Give me a tuber.
Okay. All right. So evil dad from across the street, he comes up and gets out of his car. He's like, nutsack, my daughter's begging. I'll look at their car and be like, Lorna, get the hell out. Get your mouth off that man's penis and come with me.
Oh,
and
she doesn't suck dick.
No, she does really do. But her dad thinks she does. You know, it's him saying it, not her. Because they're not in it. And Gingerbread Man comes in, he steals his goddamn car, and he's like, hey, how's that Gingerbread Man driving a car?
Yeah. It's like, hey, you son of a bitch, they only made that car for 1 year, and then he gets killed by his own car, which is why you can't go outside.
Okay, all right. Because
he will run you over.
The Gingerbread Man is just everywhere. He can just run to cars.
He's very fast. He's a very fast little enemy.
Okay. He has the keys to them.
Yeah.
And can see over the dash.
I just trust that Charlie and Joe Dante know that tiny adversaries are fast.
Okay.
That's what makes them most menacing.
All right. Okay. I guess that's a hall pass there too. So Sarah and Amos, they're looking in the freezer and they find Julia in there, and she has been turned into a cookie.
He's turning her into his bride. She's got nipples made of cherries.
Icing?
I do not know if he's already defiled her unconscious body in some weird gingerbread way.
Is she naked?
No. They clean her off and her clothes were under that.
Okay, all right.
It would have been too much work to get her clothes off. He's so small.
See, that's where you could have got the boobs out there, Charles Band. Things Get Killing had this scene in it, right? Nice tits, bitch. And,
but the thing is you got to cover her up and all this stuff anyway that, like, he doesn't have enough time. Even if it was like, let's clean her off and then her tits show, like, he just doesn't have enough time. He's got enough time for some screwy dialogue sequences that are pretty filler, but it's like almost everything like that isn't gonna fit.
But
so
the Gingerbread Man apparently had time to paint her body with icing.
Yeah.
Just
or batter, a cake mix. But she wants to turn her into a pastry and make her his own.
Sure he didn't, have a little...
But the weirdness of this one, I'm thinking he, like, did his little gingerbread jack off on her feet.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, is that cookie batter? Is that baby?
Yeah, I don't...
Is that cookie baby batter?
He's done some things that are not good, but she didn't notice.
Right? Apparently not. Okay, so Lorna finds her dad. He's all crunched up against the building. And she loots his body. Like, this would be a Bethesda game. Like, oh, dead guy. I'll take this ring.
Yeah. She's like, I love you so much, Dad. Oh, wait, there's gold there.
Yeah, right.
Bye, fucker. And I'm like, dude, that's not worth as much as that car, you stupid bitch.
No shit.
And you didn't even get his wallet? You're shitty at looting dead bodies.
Yeah.
You suck at everything, lady.
You gotta get the health potion.
You got this cowboy hat and a fucking Camaro. You know he's got like one large in his wallet and hundreds.
Yeah, and condoms.
And he probably has some cocaine on there.
He doesn't use condoms.
Yeah, no, who uses condoms? All right, so Amos and Sarah, they're still standing around flirting, and now they're smooching. And Gingerbread Man, he like flies through the air and cuts Lorna in the face. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh no, my beautiful face. It can't be the face of Waco.
And then she just has like this total bitch fit all over the fucking both rooms of this single location shoot and complains until even her boyfriend's like, shut up.
You know, Jackie, at the beginning of this podcast, you were like, oh, you're the face of Waco. You're not that good looking. And now that I say this whole scene out loud, no, that checks out, Jackie.
It does.
She would be the face of Waco, Texas.
Also, like, it's come out. Like, beauty pageants are completely corrupt. It has no idea. And they shouldn't exist at all because it's fucking antiquated horse shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're all driven by bribery at this point.
Yeah, right?
So whoever's dad has the most cash, you get to be the face of Waco. This checks out.
Checks out.
Okay.
Waco. We're talking about Waco. Has nothing
Which is
to do
apparently very nice now.
Oh, yeah, sure. Waco's a No, it's in Texas. No, I'm sorry. Texas
No, this is where the Waco's where Chip and Joanna Gaines do their home improvements and house flipping things. So it was a hot market because, you have ATF shooting, property values go down, flip all of it, turn it into great stuff, fixer-uppers, all of it. So Waco's nice now, I guess.
Okay, all right. What have I got here? Where are we?
We're at the point where we should just skip ahead to he's set a Home Alone trap with a knife.
Home Alone trap.
And kills the shit out of Lorna.
Really not sure how it worked. No idea. Because the knife stabs her through the skull.
Right in the forehead.
Yeah, it goes all the way in.
Yeah, it goes all the way in. And it seems like the booby trap is the only force being applied is gravity. How it's rigged. It's a tripwire.
It's got a bag of flour as a counterweight.
Okay. All right.
Maybe it throws the knife down. It's like force-assisted gravity knife.
At the
goes all the way into her skull.
A knife
and reinforces the idea that you can't leave.
Okay. All right. Because, you can't stay either.
He's sure he wants to kill you. All of you.
Okay. And then Amos, he shoots 3 rounds at him. I want to note that because we are dealing with a revolver here.
Yes.
And we always have a bullet count.
Mm-hmm. It'll get shattered later.
Spoiler. They open up the oven. Mom's been stuffed inside with some schmutz on her face. I'm assuming that's supposed to be burns, but I can't tell.
I think she's just bled all over herself because of how much blood would come out if you've got a missing finger.
I'm not going to try to tourniquet this or anything. I'm just going to...
She was shit-faced, too. She's got to be... She probably lost a gallon of the 5.
Oh, lightheaded from the Jack
Rat
Daniels.
Drinks her blood and is fucking drunk.
I'm going to pass out. Not because of my finger that's missing, but because of how much I drink.
Yeah.
Every time I see blood, I throw up. But every time I drink, I also throw up. So
yeah, and the Jack bottle that she's pulling off of is full, which means it's number 2. That lady's drunk.
Mm-hmm. And then Sarah gets locked inside by the Gingerdead Man. Amos is out there. He's about to help, but he gets bonked in the head with the sledgehammer. And he manages to, before he passes out, shoot the door open.
Yeah, he does some good work here because she's trapped in the oven, so he puts 2 into the door handle so she can work herself out.
Yeah, so
because
now that's...
walk-in freezers have like a safety mechanism because the door closes behind them. They've got that big push open.
Yeah.
I don't think that giant ovens do, so good job there, Amos Cadbury.
Mm-hmm. So now he's fired off 2 more rounds. That puts our total at 5, leaving just 1 in the gun. Yeah. But the Gingerdead Man, she crawls out of the oven, and then Rick fucking jumps out of goddamn nowhere.
Yeah.
He was on top of the oven. And they're like, Rick, what are you doing here?
He's still in the mood. This checks out. He just got done with some... This is my favorite thing to say. Amateur pro wrestling. Because that's what it's called. It's not called amateur phony wrestling. It's amateur pro wrestling at the high school gym. And he's whipped the other dude's ass, and now he's going to show them his big entry, like how he does it in the ring. So he's just up there waiting for everybody to show up. He's like, watch this shit. I am awesome. I won tonight. It was scripted. I was supposed to win.
He had to have seen all this stuff shake down. He's like, no. Amos is passed out now because that cookie over there hit him with the sledgehammer. I gotta wait till everybody's awake.
But he's up there, and he's like, I'm going to do my entry, and he's like, oh, shit's going down. Wait a second. This is going to work. This is going to work. She got out of there. Everything's fine. I can do it, and it can be real. And so he does it, and it's real. He jumps down, and he does this butcher, baker, fucking, I'm going to whip your ass shit.
And then Gingerdead Man's like, whatever, I've got a gun. And the audience
Infinity
is saying,
bullets.
There's only one bullet left. That is not what happens.
Well, the Gingerdead Man is a reanimated corpse, the reanimated dust of a cremated man, Frankenstein, with amateur pro wrestling blood, the 3 legs of this stool. He's got infinity bullets.
Okay,
I'll pass.
All right. And then Julie just comes up and she bonks him with a sledgehammer or something.
Yeah, she bonks him with a rolling pin.
The rolling pin, yeah.
Yeah, and then Rick is like, I'm going to put my moves on you. So he does pro wrestling moves to a stuffed, inanimate cookie, and then decides that the only way to take this fucker out is to eat him. And this is great. He's just like, I hate you. And then Gary Busey's like, oh, you can't eat me, motherfucker. Oh, no. And you're just like, this is so fucking weird. And there's jelly coming out on the ground. He's got jelly all over his face, dressed as an amateur professional wrestler.
And then he sits back and he's like,
because
got
it's
milk?
2005, he does got milk. And she's like, yep, here it is. And then she's
so bad.
looking at him while he's got jelly all over his face and milk is just gushing all over his shirt. And she's like, my panties are soaking wet, sir.
I want that. I love Rick.
I love Rick. And I'm like, they get married.
No,
But
they don't.
They don't. It's sad. I'm sad about that.
Oh my God, Jackie, was Rick churning your buttons?
Nope, sure wasn't. Yeah, I found it absolutely fucking disgusting. I was just grossed out by the whole eating of the gingerbread man because it looked like it was very rubbery and chickeny, and it was weird, and I didn't like it. And
oh my God, I almost did a spit take. It looked chickeny.
It looked chickeny.
It looked like,
oh, that looks like overcooked chicken and jelly. Gross.
That's exactly what it looked like. Like cranberry sauce was like, this is somebody's the Thanksgiving dinner, right? They shoved it full of chicken and turkey and ginger cranberry sauce, right? And then
Where
they're like,
have you been eating
squeeze them
chicken?
out. Squeeze the cranberries out, Rick. You gotta make it look real.
I made chicken 2 nights ago. Are you implying that the chicken I'm making is rubber dough chicken?
It's what it looked like.
Because no, it doesn't. Chicken does not look like that.
That's what it looked like to me. Like when you eat a chicken bone and you get that piece of fat that's stuck to the bone and you're like, "Argh," and you're eating it.
You're
like,
not supposed to eat chicken bones, Jackie. You're doing it wrong. Fuck. Okay, so the mom wakes up and she's like, oh, my finger, it hurts.
she's
no
sobering
shit.
up.
No shit.
And Rick is like, in his stomach, he's like, oh, Taco Bell. But he's possessed by the Gingerdead Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. You eat the head off a cookie, the cookie takes over.
And then he gets like subspecies face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And blue tongue.
Yeah.
Because he was.
I don't know what the context is there.
Jolly Ranchers.
That's what color they had.
Is he zombified or?
No, he's just
Matched his
possessed.
shirt.
Yeah, but shouldn't he be like cookie related? Like,
No.
Shouldn't he now look like a cookie?
No.
Like, I guess cookies don't really have tongues, do they?
No, the spirit was just invading the cookie. Now it's invading a human. So
Okay. Yeah.
his tongue is blue, I guess.
Okay. So Sarah goes back to get him because they're going to take Mom to the hospital. And he's got gross face, and she's like, ah. And Amos comes in, and Amos fires 3 times at him. Amos does not have the powers.
Well, once
Of a
the
cookie.
Gingerdead Man held the gun and replenished its infinity ammo, he's back to 6.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just filled up. Okay. All right, I'll pass on that. That makes sense, actually. But Julia pushes Rick into the oven and cooks him, and he's dead. Rick.
Yeah, it's so they get arrested for baking a man. Because the police show up. This is not going to make any sense. We've got a stabbed woman in the head and a man in an oven. Also, would you ever be able to use that oven again, or would everything that was baked in there smell like a crispy dude?
Human meat. I don't. I think they all go to jail.
And they've got a guy that's been run over by his own car.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. What can somebody explain what happened here? Well, you see, a cookie attacked us. Oh, where's the cookie? It got eaten by a guy. That guy, actually, we stuffed him in the oven. You're all going to jail. Death penalties. Yeah. Death penalties around for everybody. You get a death penalty, and you get a death penalty, and you get a death penalty. What happened
here is that the ATF took over in Waco and botched the job, so they're all free.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They drove that fucking tank right in there, and the whole thing lit up like a torch. Good job, ATF. Those people didn't need to die. Fuckers. Oh, now the ATF! They heard me. All right, so later, they're giving cookies to a hospital, I think.
They're having a bake sale outside of their bakery.
Yeah, they're having a bake sale outside of the bakery that sells baked goods all the time. And nurses are providing some of the baked goods because... Right? And they're like, look, we brought gingerbread men, and they're the crappiest looking gingerbread men ever. And you're like, go back to nursing. We've got the baking under control. Also, we sell it in there all day, every day.
Yeah.
But these gingerbread...
And the whole thing is supposed to be like, gingerbread cookies, but they're just fucking gingerbread cookies. They're not Gingerdead Man.
But they also have googly eyes. The little plastic googly eyes that move around that have been glued onto them.
You can't eat those.
I thought they had candy version of that.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
All right. That's our movie. I have some questions.
Sure.
I mean, no, I don't, because we answered. My big question was, they all go to jail for life.
They all go to jail. This is 5 years after they've been released from prison.
Life sentences, Sam. The evidence is overwhelmingly stacked against these people that they killed 1, 2, 3 people.
Yeah.
And assaulted an elderly citizen.
Yeah.
They baked a person. Also, my big thing is like, dude, Rick... not cool. Everybody loved Rick, except for the 3 people watching this movie. Call a priest, trap him in the freezer, chill him out, make him nice and chilly, and then get a young priest and an old priest. Just have an exorcist.
Rick's the best.
They fucking killed Rick. They murdered poor Rick, and it didn't need to happen.
No, just give him some syrup of Ipecac and you can barf him out.
Woo! Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh no, the puke is still the spirit. And like, okay, well, Gingerbread Man can hold a knife. Puke is very unmenacing. We'll just mop that up. Flush it. See what the spirit can do when it's in the sewers.
Starts possessing
Come back
turd.
and shit, man.
You just step on him.
He's a little nutty.
Oh.
He's cream corn for eyes.
Oh my god.
Okay,
there
so
it is. Okay.
I want to know. So he only ate the head, right?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if that gingerbread man, like a cop comes in, right? And he's like, "Oh, gingerbread cookie," and he gets down, he grabs it off the floor and starts eating it, right? And he's like, "This tastes kind of chickeny." And then does that guy turn into like? How many times can he regenerate into somebody else? So it's like the cops are passing around this found cookie. Everybody's taking a little piece. Does he possess all those people and now he has an army?
I guess we'll have to find out when I watch Gingerdead Man 2 and decide whether it's worth doing. I'm going to watch all of this Gingerdead Man evil bong shit. I can't wait.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I mean, he eats only the head and gets possessed. So clearly the spirit is either in only the head, or the spirit of evil murderer can replicate itself where whatever medium it's in. It's very dubious. I don't have an answer for you, Jackie. I'm with Sam. We got to find out.
Yeah. It's when he hadn't seen John Carpenter in a while and they were talking, and he's like, I'm going to send you the bunch of the movies that I've been making since I've been over here. Mm-hmm. And you're going to call me back and be like, you're a fucking weird guy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Anybody else got a question? Okay, good. No. Okay, final recommendations, I guess. I'll start with Jackie.
No.
Okay.
I was pretty bored.
Why not?
I was bored.
Okay. All right.
And then the whole eating the turkey cranberry gingerbread man freaked me out. I didn't like it. It was gross. And then he's got milk cascading off his face. It was just gross. I hated it.
The goop level went from like 3 to 11 in that one scene, and I was like, I bet Jackie's struggling right here.
Yep, because you guys know I don't like it. I don't like it, so no. But do I want to watch the other ones to see if they're just as ridiculous as this one? Yes.
So that's almost like a passive do.
Yeah, it's a passive do.
I shouldn't say this. Do. Because I shouldn't like this movie. I didn't like Thanksgiving. I don't like gimmick movies, usually, where it's what a stupid the concept is so stupid that is we're gonna see it because it's ginger. I don't go for movies like that typically. I need something to work, and this doesn't work at all. But somehow it's so bad it's good. Mm-hmm. Like I should hate this movie, and I don't. So yeah, I think it's a fun time. Charlie's nuts.
Charlie's got a little something special. Basically, that's the size of it. Charles Band's worst movie is better than the Asylum's best movie. And that's where this one. Maybe this is like because it's a transitional period to digital. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Cash probably isn't flowing super hard right now. Maybe this is kind of a low point on his career or something, but he liked it enough that he kept going with it, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at, is that this is better than any Asylum film I've ever seen, and I had a good time. Yeah. And I'm going to watch the other ones, so yeah, do it.
Okay. Right.
And if the other ones get there, where the craziness where he tells John Carpenter you're going to think I'm a nut after you watch all this shit, then this is the starting point of that you'd kind of have to do it if you wanted to do the rest of it.
Yep. Okay. All right. This next week is Christmas. The following week after that is New Year's. We will not be recording during either of those sections of the calendar. I don't know where sections came from. But I hope all of you guys have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. And we will see you in 2023. That's what I'm going to call it. 2023D.
I'm not even saying the numbers out loud because I'm scared.
Okay.
Because 2022 was like, hey, 2020, eat shit. Fuck off. Fuck off if you think you sucked.
So true.
All right. Get to the chopper.